I am your host, Nizzy, and in this video, you guys, we're going to be breaking down a massive win from the Toronto Raptors last night. Falling behind by 15 points to the New York Knicks early, we're able to come from behind and absolutely stomp them boys in the second and third quarter to take a 113-104 victory over the New York Knicks. Moving on to a 4-game winning streak now, you guys. Raptors are looking real good to start off the season. Obviously, we're still dealing with some injury woes. Pascal Siakam has yet to make his debut this season. Scotty Barnes was out with a thumb injury in that game. Freddie ended up injuring his thumb late, was still able to play the rest of the game out. So a few injuries. Nonetheless, great win from the squad, being able to push through, play solid defense against a good Knicks team here. That's one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference right now. I'm super proud of the boys just being able to grind out a good victory last night. Right real quick before we start breaking down last night's game, you guys, if you can go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Been getting a ton of support from you guys lately, and I greatly appreciate it, man. We're going to keep coming out with as much content as possible here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start breaking down this masterpiece of a game by the Toronto Raptors last night. I really thought this game was over early, you guys. After seeing the Knicks take a 15-point lead early on there, the Raptors didn't look like they had a lot of juice in that first quarter. Even to start the second quarter where things weren't rolling that hot. Precious Achiuwa still struggling a little bit for the second game in a row. Khem Birch comes off the bench there, plays huge minutes for us. Had an outstanding performance yesterday. One of the catalysts, definitely, that was helping us to get that win. Obviously, OG with the career night, 36 points. Outstanding performance from him as well. Clutch performances from guys like Gary Trent Jr. and Fred VanVleet. So overall, just a great team win, you guys. Gotta love to see it. We'll start off with some of the team stats and the quarter scores here first, you guys. Obviously, the Knicks started out hot against us, draining pretty much anything from the three-point range on us there in that first quarter. They were able to beat us 34-26. Like I said, the Raptors had a bit of a slow start to start off the game. Bounced back nicely in the second quarter. Obviously, the start of the second, we were still kind of slow to start there. About that last 4 to 5 minutes of that second quarter is when you really started to see the boys take off. Ended up finishing out that quarter 27-23 over the Knicks in that one. And then just absolutely dusted them up in the third quarter there, you guys, 38-22. Exactly what you want to see coming out of halftime, make those adjustments, and then just continue to build a good lead on the New York Knicks. They tried coming back in that fourth quarter. They ended up beating us by 3 in the fourth by a score of 25-22. Weren't able to get over the hump. Raptors were playing phenomenal defense on these guys. Pretty much after that first quarter and a half, after, we're kind of in a slow start there. Never slowed down after that. The offense was rolling. We're able to really start hitting our three-point shots there in the second half. And it's going to be key having our guys score consistently for us. Obviously, we know we got the defensive capabilities to be able to shut down any team in the league. But you're going to have to score some points as well if you're going to want to win these games. And we did just that, you guys, being able to put up 113 on the Knicks. Gotta love to see it, especially when you have, arguably your two best players out, Scotty Barnes and what's his name there? Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam was out as well. You still have Yuta Watanabe out. So just love to see the effort from the squad. Like I said, still having some of your main guys out. The New York Knicks were a fully healthy squad there. We were able to shut them down for 2 quarters. Raptors ended up finishing up with a 43% field goal percentage, 33% from the three-point line, 92% from the free throw line. Comparatively to the Knicks, 46% field goal percentage and 42% from 3. So we did let them shoot a pretty nice clip, 46 and 42 from 3. They did only shoot 75% from the free throw line. But the Raptors did a phenomenal job getting extra shots with their rebounding. Raptors had 99 shots total in the game. Comparatively, the Knicks only had 76 shots from the field. So pretty nice numbers there. Had 23 more shots than them. From the free throw line, though, we only had 14 free throws in the game. They had 24 total, so they had 10 more free throw attempts than us, but only drained 18 out of the 24. So not a bad job at all by the Raptors there. Obviously, it shows how big rebounding is, being able to get those extra rebounds, especially on the offensive glass, just giving you those extra shot attempts. I mean, the fact that we had 23 more shots than them is just crazy to me. Obviously, didn't have as high of a shooting percentage, but when you get 23 extra chances at the basket there, gives you a lot better opportunity to win the game, regardless if your shooting percentage is down a little bit there. We rebounded them 48-41 on the glass. We had 24 assists comparatively to their 20 assists, so a nice night passing the ball around as well. Everyone was getting involved within the offense. I think everyone on the Raptors team ended up scoring who played in the game, which is also huge. Not that everyone's getting a lot of points, but it's just nice to see everyone getting involved in the offense, moving the ball around, making some plays on the defensive end. So you got to like to see that. I thought Nick Nurse did a good job making some better adjustments this game. Obviously, Precious Achiuwa has been struggling the last couple of games here, which is to be expected for a young guy. He's only in his second season. I don't think he had even close to this big of a role with Miami last year, so this is kind of new territory for him. I'd like to see them try and get Birch in there, maybe in the starting lineup until Pascal comes back, just because he's been doing such a phenomenal job over Precious Achiuwa. When Precious Achiuwa has been struggling, Birch has come in and been that solid force at center for us, especially on the offensive glass. He's done a really nice job there so far this season, so you got to like to see that. Another great stat line for the Raptors here. We only turned the ball over 8 times last night, which is huge as well comparatively to the Knicks' 16 turnovers. So they doubled us up on the turnovers, which is, it's a good stat for the Raptors, under 10 turnovers in a game, which is huge. You got to love to see that as well. Taking care of the basketball definitely is something you're going to want to do if you're going to want to win games consistently, which we've been able to do lately, which is good to see. Some of the player stats, Achiuwa, like I said, rough night, shot 1 of 9 from the field. Definitely not ideal as a center, especially because most of your shots are coming from around the rim. You want to see a little bit better shooting percentage than that. But like I said, he's been struggling the last couple games. He's still a young guy. I expect him to bounce back here and just continue to improve and get better as the season goes along. But he finished the night with 2 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. So still not bad in the rebound department, getting 9 boards for you. Just needs to pick it up a little bit with a shot-making ability, which I think he's going to be able to do. Because like I said, a lot of those shots are coming around the rack and just bouncing out of the rim. So I expect him definitely to improve and take a step forward here in the next few games, have a bounce-back game for us coming up. Fred VanVleet, nice and steady. Steady Freddy is the name. Obviously, you guys, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals. Shot 7 of 16 from the field, so not too shabby. Just below 50% shooting on the night for Fred VanVleet. I really like the way he's been playing the last couple of games. Just getting a lot of guys involved in the offense there, facilitating that basketball, playing hard-nosed defense as always. So just love what I've seen from Freddie the last couple of games on this winning streak that we're on here. Hopefully we can keep the ball rolling. Trent Jr. has been absolutely phenomenal for us this season as well. 26 points last night with 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 steals. He's one of the tops in the league right now for steals per game. Just playing outstanding basketball on the defensive side of the floor. One of the biggest reasons why he's been getting so many minutes is because of his defensive capabilities so far this season, which you love to see it because we didn't see a lot of that from him when he got brought over when we traded for him for Norman Powell last year. And he's doing a lot better on the defensive side of the ball, which is keeping him in the lineup a lot more this season. 10 of 22 from the field as well, so a pretty nice shooting percentage as well, just below 50%, which is exactly what you want to see there. OG with a masterful performance, you guys. Absolutely outstanding out there on the floor. Career high 36 points, you guys, to go along with 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Shot 13 of 27, so once again, just below that 500 mark, just below 50% shooting from the field. So a nice efficient shooting night from OG. Didn't force it a lot, was able to get into the rhythm with his shot there, get some nice drives to the rack, couple nice dunks. I think he had that one alley-oop from Freddie in the second half that was just gnarly. So I loved what I've seen from OG so far this season. He hasn't been afraid of the moment. Would like to see him take a few less shots, not in last night's game, just in some other games when he never had a hot shooting stroke. Would like to see him shoot a little bit less, but other than that, I thought he's played really well so far this season, stepping up into a big-time role for us with Pascal Siakam being out to start off the year. And OG's been there, rock solid and steady for us in every game this season. Like I said, huge performance for him with 36 points, career high for him last night. So you got to love to see that. Another guy who's been stepping up massively for us, you guys, is Phi Mahalik. Another 15-point game for him last night, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals as well. And the nice thing about that, he only took 7 shots, was 5 of 7 from the field to get his 15 points, so it's not like he was shooting like crazy at a low percentage. He was shooting very high percentage. He was playing good on the defensive end, getting in those passing lanes, active with the hands, getting some deflections, couple steals. So really liked what I seen from him. He ended up getting 34 minutes last night, so you can tell Nick Nurse is trusting him more and more as the days go on here. He's going to continue to be a big-time role player for us, I believe, this season. So it's good to see him get some good minutes and produce while being on the floor in those minutes. And then Khem Birch, you guys, in 31 minutes coming off the bench for us. Pretty much saved the day for us with Achiuwa having his struggles early on in the game. They pretty much went to Birch for the rest of the game after that. finishing off the night with 6 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. 3 of 6 from the field as well, so 50% shooting mark. You know, nothing crazy in the stat line with Khem Birch, but just solid overall performance. He's just got a calmness to him out on the floor at that center position. He can make some good passing plays as well. He's really good in the pick and roll. He's great on the offensive and defensive glass. You know, so overall, just a good quality game from a veteran big. You know, and we're going to need a lot more of that from him down the stretch as the rest of the season goes along here, as Achua is going to be hit and miss probably most of the season, I would expect, just like I said, being his second year in the league. So you're going to need Khem Birch to step up and play some big-time minutes for you on the times where Achua is struggling. So loved what I seen from him, man, coming off the bench in last night's game. Malachi Flynn got a little bit of minutes as well, you guys, which was nice to see. 10 minutes on the floor. Ended up hitting a nice 3-ball for 3 points, had 2 assists. 1 of 3 from the field. So he didn't get a lot of playing time out there, but it's nice to see Nick Nurse getting a little more trust and a little more faith in him. I do think Malachi Flynn's underrated defender as well. I know he's a shorter point guard, but the dude plays tenacious on the defensive end. He's good at getting in the passing lanes. You know, he's pretty good at man-to-man coverage on his guy. Good at getting some steals, you know. Knows his role and knows his positioning out on the defensive side of the floor. I just think he's a lot better defensive option than Dragic. I think that's probably why he's been getting some of those minutes comparatively instead of Dragic. Him and Banton have basically stolen Dragic's minutes, which is fine by me because Dragic was not playing well defensively. He wasn't hitting his shots very well in those first few games. So it's nice to see Nick Nurse make those changes necessary to get some guys with, you know, a hotter hand and a little bit better defensive capabilities out on the floor. Even though, you know, we want to try and make Dragic look good, maybe for a possible trade down the line here at the end of the day, you would rather win games than try and, you know, make a guy look good to trade him. So I like that, you know, mindset of getting the best player on the floor, not necessarily playing a guy who you want to try and, you know, build his trade stock for later on in the season. So, and then Banton with 8 minutes on the night, you guys, 4 points, 3 boards and 2 blocks for him. You know, not a lot of stats there, but just, you know, very steady in the time that he was on the floor. You know, he just brings that energy and the effort every single play. You know, I think he's going to be one of the huge pieces off the bench for us for the rest of the season here. I don't see this guy playing a lot in the G League this year. I think he's going to be getting a lot of time with the main squad here. Finally got to see some minutes from Champagnie last night as well. I was really impressed for an undrafted rookie for him to be able to come in there in only 6 minutes, get 2 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Super impressive. Like I said, he only played 6 minutes. He was all over that offensive glass. Pretty much any time he was on the floor, you guys, and we'd miss a shot, Champagnie, if he wasn't getting the rebound, he was right there damn near grabbing it. So I love to see the effort on the offensive glass, being able to go up and get those rebounds. He's just a very smart, heady player. Who knows how to kind of, you know, jump when the ball's in the air at the proper time, you know, kind of reading where the ball's going to come off the rim if it is going to be a missed shot, being able to get in there on that offensive glass for the board. So really liked what I seen from him. Boucher had another tough go, only played 9 minutes, 2 points, 1 rebound, and 1 block. Haven't seen a lot from him yet this season. Needs to get that shooting stroke going a little bit. Like we said earlier in other videos, you guys, obviously he's been dealing with some injuries to that finger earlier in the season, so maybe he's still trying to get a shooting rhythm back in the flow. Dealing with that dislocated finger, but nonetheless, we want to see more from Boucher. He's got to produce a little bit more for us if he's going to want to, you know, stay in the rotation, because we got so many guys chomping at the bit right now to get into this rotation. You know, you got to play your A game every night, otherwise, you know, someone else is ready to take your spot. So we'll have to see what happens with him. Hopefully, he can improve over the coming weeks here, you guys. A little bit of the stat line for the New York Knicks here too before we round off the video. Robinson had a decent performance, 6 points, 12 boards, 3 assists, and a block. He had a couple ones that rimmed out on those dunks that he had early in the game on us there. Got pretty lucky on that because I don't think he had missed a shot. I think the announcers in the game were saying something that Mitchell Robinson hadn't missed a shot in 3 games until those couple of misses against the Raptors last night. So pretty crazy that you don't miss a shot for 3 games and then you get, you know, 2 easy dunks and you end up having them rim out on you. But nonetheless, everything was going the Raptors' way, so not too surprising, I guess, that he missed a couple easy dunks there. Kemba Walker with a decent performance, 15 points, 3 boards, 3 assists. Nothing too crazy from him. Julius Randle had a really nice performance for the Knicks early on. Kind of slowed down in the second half, but he finished the night with 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. RJ Barrett's been outstanding for them so far this year. Another 27-point performance with 6 boards for him. Just coming off, I believe the last game, RJ had 37 or 38 points in that game, a career high for him. So he's been outstanding so far this season. His three-point shots improved a lot. You love to see the Canadian talent doing well in the league. Even though he does play for the Knicks, I'm still cheering for any Canadian players out there. So I liked what I seen from him in that game as well. They had Fournier pitch in with 12 points as well. Derrick Rose had a bit of a quiet night for them. Usually he's one of the spark plugs coming off of the bench for the Knicks. He only had 4 points with 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal. So we kept him in check for most of the game as well, which was super important for the Raptors' success. So yeah, overall, you guys, I'm stoked with the performance. I'm really glad we were able to bounce back after that tough first quarter and a half. But you just love the effort and the tenacity of this team on the defensive end. It's just an absolute treat to watch. And we know the offense is going to come and go, but as long as that defense stays consistent, you guys, we're always going to have an opportunity to win basketball games. That's exactly what you want to see from this squad. Big game coming up on Wednesday versus the Wizards here. Obviously, we want to get a little bit of revenge after losing that tough one in the opener to start off the season here. So I think the Raptors are going to be ready to roll for a victory here on Wednesday. New York Knicks got a Pacers team coming up on Wednesday as well, who just got a big victory finally after losing a few in a row there. So that should be a good matchup for them as well. I think it's a very underrated Pacers squad, so I would be looking for an upset in that one as well. Wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers were able to pull off an upset against the Knicks in that game. Would love to get your guys' opinion in the comment section down below. How do you think the Raptors fared in their game last night? And how do you think we're going to be able to match up against the Wizards the second time around this season coming up on Wednesday? Like I said, would love your guys' opinion in the comment section down below. Please go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Thank you guys for watching, man. And this is Nizzy with Nizzy Sports Chat. Signing out.